What's up, Geeks and Gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today we are talking more about Disney Star Wars, Leslye Headland, Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant, and how they continue to confirm everything we continue to say about this garbage series known as The Acolyte. 2 episodes are left, but episode 6 went full 50 Shades of Jedi, and everyone is sick and tired of this garbage. And now Leslye Headland, Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant, has come out and confirmed everything that we have been saying about it. Their obsession with nudity and the sexualization of Star Wars. And again, don't forget this interview right here that told us all we needed to know. And of course, we even knew this prior to seeing this interview, but when you saw this interview, it really did show a lot of the normies that all of those angry chuds on YouTube, looks like they were right the whole damn time.
I want to ask you both because this is, I would say, arguably the gayest Star Wars, I think, by a considerable margin. And are you excited about that? Are you
Not
bracing
the gayest
yourself?
Star Wars. Not the.
It's pretty gay, let's be honest. Leslye, how do you feel?
Am I gay?
Are you,
Yes.
Well, no, I know
Yeah.
you are gay, but I'm asking, are you excited about putting this, this is going to be a talking point?
Is it going to be a talking point?
I'm sure some.
Because nerds are gay.
Well,
Yeah.
some nerds are very not gay and are very threatened by gay
Well, that's
stuff.
true. But
Yeah.
in my world, nerds are gay.
Okay. Was this the fun element of it?
No,
Okay.
I don't think so. And yet people have told me that it's the gayest Star Wars, and I'm frankly
You're offended?
into it. No.
Into it. Like that's all they care about. That's all they care about. And so, obviously, with episode 6 coming out, and we saw what their whole point was, is to make this really creepy scene, which really did bother a lot of people, and it just kind of shows you exactly what it's all about with them. But over here on GeeksGamers.com, Virginia has an article and says, this week's episode of The Acolyte featured more eye candy than usual, and I don't mean the show's middling effects work. Quamir, the stranger Smilo Ren, appears in the nude to show Osha his scar, but she sees much more than that. Showrunner Leslye Headland spoke with Collider's Maggie Lovett about episode 6, Teach Corrupt, and how far she was allowed to push things with how much skin was shown. Headland responded, Lucasfilm really believed in my vision. From a narrative perspective, it had to happen. It had to. It had to happen, everybody. It had to happen. Why did it have to happen? Because what did Leslye Headland say? Write what you know. And she was Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant. So I think we know exactly what she's all about. She continued, he did like a Steven Seagal neck snap in the previous episode. How do you at all get to that humanity? The only way to do that is to show him in such a wildly vulnerable position, and it has to be visual. I can't think of something more vulnerable than someone holding a lightsaber on someone who's that exposed. I just don't. I felt like he was so merciless in that previous episode that he had to stand in front of her and say, you absolutely can kill me. Essentially, I'm at your mercy. It couldn't feel like a put on. It had to feel like he genuinely was totally, you can do this. There's nobody around. He had no fear at all in that scene. He had absolutely no fear. No one's going to judge you for it. So what's up? Wow. This chick is deranged. And again, it feeds in narratively to her decisions of still upholding his. He says, you're wondering if it's honorable to kill me like this. You're still hanging on to the rules. You're still hanging on to this code. Listen, part of it is just decency, and she's a good person. But I think he's also starting to teach her. He's starting to go, I deserve this. The dynamics had to be what they were after the episode of what he did in episode 5. He cannot seem like an alpha male intimidating. We know he's capable of that from 5, but that cannot be his dynamic with her. It wouldn't make sense. We have seen the other side of him. We have to see specifically the way he is with her. He never let May see his face, and he let her, Osha, see him naked. You know what I mean? The character design was very, very intentional. Okay, so Headland talks a lot here, but the central idea is that Comir's nakedness was essential for Osha not to perceive him as a threat. After the crazy force fu he performed in Night, Headland wanted him to be fully vulnerable so Osha would hear him out. That makes enough sense to me, but the framing and filming make it odd. The nudity sexualized in a way they wouldn't sexualize a female character. Can you imagine a male hero watching a female villain undress, drift into a pool, and take a bath? Can you see why it's creepy and just a weird scene? All this OP Sith character, as this OP Sith character, Quamir knows she's there and wants to be seen. But that's weird and creepy too. The camera also lingers uncomfortably on Quamir's legs, pectorals, and arms. This aspect is unnecessary and inappropriate for Star Wars. I'm aware that there's a precedent for this in both nudity and suggestions of sex. Kylo Ren similarly appeared topless for Rey in The Last Jedi, and in Andor contains a couple of scenes that directly imply sexual encounters. It's also notable that Leslye Headland has cited both as influences on The Acolyte. I have only seen The Last Jedi once because I didn't enjoy the film, but from what I recall, Rey was checking him out more than the camera itself was. Well, the fact of these references are still within the Disney Star Wars era, which means that they are not actual Star Wars references. They just aren't. You can like whatever has happened in the Disney Star Wars era. It doesn't matter. They're not Star Wars. It's not George Lucas's Star Wars, and that has been proven time and time again. And so this sexualization bullshit is a Disney Star Wars thing, and Leslye Headland has taken it to the next level, and it's absolutely ridiculous. I thought a good article here from Virginia for sure. I thought that the entire... I'm not in the business of breaking these episodes down and trying to go, well, if they did this better, if they did that better, it could work. None of it's going to work. You can't make any of this work because the people involved with it do not care. They hate Star Wars. They hate Star Wars fans, and they hate what George Lucas created. They only see an opportunity to hijack what George created and push their bullshit into what he created, but they truly hate the foundation that it was built on. So there's no sense in breaking down, well, they could have done this. No, they were never going to do anything other than this trash right here. The only reason I watch it is to roast it and have fun with it because people enjoy that. But outside of that, fuck Disney Star Wars. I have no faith in it whatsoever, and that's the end of the discussion. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much for checking out this video. Solo lost money. Reylos are weird. Fuck Lucasfilm, and we will talk to you later.